In the beginning of the retreat, Sayadaw is touched on the qualities of the Dhamma. The Dhamma is experienced to be excellent in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end. So regarding to be excellent in the middle, the Pali text say the Patipaja Mano Kalyana Meje Kalyano Patipaja Mano Sukha Mawahando, and so on. So if we practice samatha, so we have to focus our mind on a meditative object, samatha object, or mostly single object. And then we can keep our mind away from mental defilements, or we can quieten mental defilements, or mental hindrances. And thus we can enjoy the tranquility and the peacefulness of mind. That's the samatha, practicing samatha. And regarding Vipassana, the object of Vipassana is, of course, mind and body, mental and physical phenomena. So we must observe mental and physical phenomena in their present moment with a full awareness, concurrently and precisely. And in Vipassana practice also actually involves the jhana factors as mentioned yesterday. So by practicing Dhamma, Samatha or Vipassana, so we can enjoy the benefits. By practicing Vipassana, we keep our mind away from mental hindrances and mental torture become less and less. Thus the happiness or tranquility take place. So by practicing Samatha or Vipassana, we can enjoy the happiness and tranquility, or in other words, Samatha and Vipassana practices bring us happiness and peacefulness. So in this way, we can find the Dhamma and its qualities to be excellent in the middle. That means we can experience happiness and peacefulness in the midst of the practice. This is the qualities of the Dhamma. Now, this quality of Dhamma explained by Venerable Sayadaw previous days. Now Sayadaw would like to continue with the Vipassana Sukha, the happiness and peacefulness we can gain from Vipassana practice in brief. Before Sayadaw explain the Vipassana Sukha, the happiness and peacefulness we can gain from Vipassana practice, Venerable Sayadaw would like to explain the literal meaning of the words Vipassana. So it is quite important for a yogi to understand what Vipassana means. So actually Vipassana means insight or wisdom. So what kind of insight? It's the insight into mind and body, or mental and physical phenomena. There are not only two kinds of phenomena, physical phenomena and mental phenomena, or body and mind. So body is the physical phenomena, there is no conscious. It's these phenomena does not perceive the do not perceive the sense objects. And then second phenomena is mental phenomena. These mental phenomena perceive or experience or conscious of the mental objects. So there are only two phenomena, or mind and body, or mental and physical phenomena. So physical phenomena, they go together, and the mental phenomena also they always take together in group. So they are called aggregate because they combine with their own phenomena, and then they come into existence in group. So they are called aggregate. So physical aggregate or mental aggregate, khanda in Pali. So these aggregates, or mind and body, or mental and physical phenomena, they have two kinds of characteristics. Namely, the individual characteristics, or own characteristics, or unique characteristics. And the second characteristic is common characteristics. So the first characteristic is individual or unique characteristics of each and every phenomena. For example, among the physical phenomena, there are four fundamental elements, namely earth element, wind element, and so on. So the earth element has its own unique characteristics. So earth element is characterized by the hardness or roughness or softness. This is the characteristics or own or unique characteristics of the earth element. And then water element is water element own characteristics include these the fluidity and stickiness, and these are characteristics of the water element. These characteristics belongs only to water element. So this is called individual characteristics of the water element. And then the third element is the third fundamental element is kind of gas or temperature. Its characteristics includes the heat or coldness or coolness or warmth or lightness or something like this. These characteristics belongs only to the fire or temperature element. So this is the unique or own individual characteristics of the fire element. And then the last one is wind or air element. Mostly air element is characterized by the tension or tightness or pressure or vibration and so on. These are characteristics that belong to only the wind element. So these are unique characteristics of the individual elements. So in the same way, the mind or mental states are also their own characteristics. They are unique characteristics. For example, phassa, it is mental contact. or the experience of the object. The experiencing the object is for mental contact. It's the unique characteristics of the mental element or the mental factor called phassa. And Vedana is normally we translate a feeling or sensation. So feeling or enjoying the good or bad or pleasant or unpleasant sensation is called Vedana. So experiencing or enjoying good or bad sensation is the characteristics of this particular mental factor, Vedana. So that this feeling or experience of the sense object is the unique characteristics of the Vedana mental state or mental factors. So in this way, each and every mental and physical phenomena has their own unique characteristics. So this is the first characteristic we need to experience or we need to realize by practicing Vipassana meditation. And the second characteristic is the common characteristics. The characteristic that all mind and body has in common. Every mind and body has certain characteristic in common. It is called Saminya Lakkhana, common characteristics. It refers to the mind and the body and their appearance and disappearance. So every mental and physical phenomena newly arise, moment by moment, and then disappear. Appearance and disappearance, arising and passing away. This is the first characteristics. And then the mind and the body, mental and physical phenomena are always tortured or tormented or oppressed by the appearance and disappearance or the changes. So the mind and the body are all kind of suffering. And then so-called, in Pali we call dukkha. And they have, under condition, they are arise and pass away. They are all conditioned phenomena. There is no soul or self or I or mind who control over these mind and the body. So there is no individual soul, we call jiva atta, or there is no someone mighty who create these mental and physical phenomena. So there is no parama atta or God or whoever or creator. So these mind and body are only conditioned phenomena. Being conditioned, they have characteristics in common, or common characteristics. We call in Pali Saminya Lakkhana. So first, we have to make our best to experience their individual characteristics. By being mindful of the mental and physical phenomena that arises the moment we see or we hear or we smell, taste, touch or think. Or for example, when we focus on the moment the rising, the abdomen rises and falls. So whatever activity we do, we have to be mindful. The moment they appears. So in this way, we develop the constant mindfulness and concentration when the concentration and mindfulness gets strong, and the mind becomes tranquil as it is kept away from mental defilements and hindrances. So that with the help of the Vipassana insight and mindfulness and concentration, the mind is quietened, and the mind is peaceful and tranquil. That we call samatha, tranquility of the mind. So mind is stable, not emotional, not agitated. So normally the mind is emotional or agitated with the sensual desire or aversion, hatred or illusion, or in other words greed, attachment, craving, anger, hatred, and so on. So in this way mind is always agitated with the mental defilements or mental hindrances. So when we experience the mental and physical phenomena as they really are, we can develop the concentration and mindfulness. Then we experience the mind and the body arising and passing away, and we can see the mind and the body in common characteristics. In this way, the mind is become tranquil and peaceful. So out of the two characteristics of mind and body, the first characteristic, sabhava lakkhana, the unique individual characteristics, is defined as sarasa in Pali. Sarasa means something tasty. So there is taste in the food we eat. Generally there are six kind of taste, and sweet, sour, and spicy, and bitter, and so on. So when we eat the food, we can experience these tastes. So each and every phenomena, mind and body, mental and physical phenomena, they have their own taste. So that we call sabhava lakkhana, unique characteristics of each and every phenomena. So if we eat, we put food, a solid food in the mouth, and we choose the piece of food, small pieces of food, we choose it, and we chew them, and we experience the taste which is come out of the pieces of food. So in the same way, there are objects, meditated objects for us, like rising, falling, or the abdomen, or the phenomena, or like the taste. Phenomena become mental and physical phenomena, always obvious or manifest. Every action we do, like sitting or bending or stretching or whatever we do, a physical phenomena newly arise and pass away moment by moment. And mental phenomena also arise and pass away moment by moment. So each and every phenomenon are the pieces, it can be compared to the pieces of food. So we have to choose it, we have to eat it, we have to experience it with mindfulness. So for example, we put the pieces of food onto the tongue, or we may drink a juice, and then we experience the taste of the food or juice. So in the same way, these mental and physical phenomena, they have their own taste, their own characteristics. So if we experience through the mindfulness, we can experience their taste. So to experience their taste, we have to be mindful of them the moment they appear. So the moment they arise. So we have to know rising, the moment the abdomen rises. We have to know falling, the moment the falling arises. When we know rising, falling with the full awareness and mindfulness, we can experience its taste, like tension or tightness, vibration or movement, beyond the conceptual form or shape of the abdomen. That's how we experience the taste of the mental and the physical phenomena. So just like eating the food, if you want to experience the taste of the food, just choose it, and you will experience the taste of it. So in the same way, if we want to experience the taste of mind and body, or the true unique characteristics of the mind and body, we have to be mindful of them the moment they appear, the moment they take place. Only when we can note mind and body the moment they appear, we can experience their unique characteristics or their taste. So it is our duty to be mindful moment by moment or every second, so that we can experience the taste of the mind and the body or their unique characteristics. So when we put the pieces of food or juice into the mouth and onto the tongue, and we choose, then we experience the real taste. So the taste is something real. We can directly experience. So the taste we experience is something real. So it is something, the truth. So if we know just a piece of the food, or it's just a liquid or juice, it's not the taste. Only when we choose it or we drink it, then we experience the taste. So the taste is something real, or the truth. Or the conceptual form of the pieces of food or the liquid form is just a concept. So when we see the food or drink, of course we know the food is what kind of taste, something like this. This also not own experience. It's just conceptual or intellectual knowledge. So only when we eat and we choose, we swallow, then we experience the real taste. That the taste we experience that way is something real and the truth. So in the same way, there is in our body and mind, there are always mental and physical phenomena newly arising and passing away every moment or moment by moment. If we want to experience the taste of them, we have to observe them the moment they become obvious. So every activity we do, so different activities and different phenomena and different mental and phenomena arise and pass away. So we have to observe them and know them the moment the activities has been doing. then the mind become focused on the objects and concentration gets strong enough to experience the true characteristics of the mind and the body, true taste of the mind and the body, sabhava lakkhana in Pali. So when we observe the rising and the falling of the abdomen, the movement, they are obvious. So in due course of time, the mindfulness becomes well established on the objects. So every moment rising occurs and then the mind is focused on that. Every moment falling occurs, the mind is focused on that. And then we experience the real phenomena involved in the rising falling process, such as the tension, tightness, and so on. So these tension, tightness, pressure are characteristics of the wind element. It is a physical element. It's a something real. It's a physical element. And then we experience or we become aware of the physical element. This awareness or perception is a mental element. So there is a mind and a body. So tension, tightness is a physical phenomena. And awareness of tension, tightness themselves are mental phenomena. So tension is the body and awareness of it is the mind. So there is only mind and a body. Every moment, mind and a body arising and passing away. So that we experience something real or something true. So when we experience tension, tightness, or we become aware of the consciousness itself, there is we experience the something real or real phenomena or something truth. So what is the benefit we can gain from awareness of mind and body? So if we realize there is only mind and body or mental and physical phenomena arising and passing away according to the condition, then there is no illusion about the atta or ego or self or soul. There's only body and mind. There's no individual soul. So the moment we experience the true phenomena of mind and body, or body and mind, we can get rid of the ego illusion for that moment. So in this way, by observing mind and body, we can experience the real mind and body, and then we can purify our view of the illusion, especially ego illusion, we call Ditthi Visuddhi. So every moment we experience something real, mind or body, we can purify this, we can defeat this ego illusion for that moment. So the atta vadi, atta soul or believer. So the people who believe in soul or ego, they think it is the ego or soul or it's a me or I who see or who hear or who smell or doing things like bending, stretching and something like this. It is the soul or I that perform everything, every actions and activities. So people believe so. So each and every individual living being, they have soul or ego, such soul. It depends on the size of the living being. The ego or soul is of several size, can be several kind in size. For example, an ant has the ego in small size. So, of course, elephant ego is much bigger than the ant's ego, something like this. So egos are very different in size. So it is the ego who experience the sense objects. So ego or soul is called Vibhu. And also ego, soul, individual soul is regarded to be something eternal or everlasting. Although this physical body may be decayed and decomposed, the soul never decays. It transforms or it transmigrates to other physical body. So this kind of ego or soul is something everlasting or eternal. And it is also Mahami is the part of the universal soul. Our individual soul belong to the universal soul, like the Mahabrahma or someone who believe create everything, including universe. So thanks to the Mahabrahma, or kind of creator, we get chance to see or hear or experience and this and that on earth. These are ego belief, which is strong or deep-seated in the heart of the many people. So when we see the mind and the body, they are conditionalities, so we can reduce this kind of wrong view or ego belief to some extent. Of course, we can eradicate this kind of ego illusion only when we attain the first stage of enlightenment, because Sotapatti Mega. Only when we become Sotapanna, we can uproot this kind of ego illusion. But before we experience, before we attain Sotapanna state, we can reduce this kind of ego illusion moment by moment to some extent. For example, when we know the horizon and we can experience physical phenomena, there is no soul or there is no other one who command the abdomen to rise. So when we breathe in, naturally the air coming into the abdomen and the abdomen naturally rises. It's not soul who created. It's not universal soul who commanded. It is just a natural process. There is no Mahabrahma who created this kind of thing. So why we have to breathe in and out? Because we are living beings. We live with the mind and the body. So this is a physical need. Everybody have liver or lung and physical things. So they are, the coordinating to breathe in and out. So this kind of physical needs. So we breathe in and out because of physical need. It's not because of the individual soul or the universal soul. It's just the conditionality of the mind and the body. So we can experience the real mind and the body, their conditionalities and their process. Then we will see there's something real, then we will reduce or we will eradicate or remove the illusory sense of me or illusory sense of the something individual soul to some extent. So every moment we see mind and body in terms of their individual unique characteristics. We see something real, then we can overcome this kind of illusory sense of soul or individual soul or universal soul. So as a near example, now you are listening to Sayadawji's Dhamma talk and you hear the translator translating. So the sound, the strike or impinge on the eardrum, or in Pali we call sota pasara, the certain kind of physical phenomena where the sound is heard. So where the sound can be experienced. So that area is called sota pasara. The sound strike on that area. So the eardrum or sota pasara is something like base, the sense base. It is the results of the mind or weather or the karma and so on. Now when the sound wave strike on the eardrum, the hearing consciousness take place. So there is a sense base, the sound wave, and the hearing consciousness. When the eardrum and the sound wave they met together, and then the mental connection, phata in Pali, take place. So through the mental connection, and we experience the pleasant or unpleasant sensation. Sometimes we hear a sound pleasant, sometimes we hear a sound unpleasant. So the pleasant or unpleasant feeling take place. We call Vedana. So in the process of the hearing, so there is we cannot find no soul or no universal soul or no someone or no one who controls this process. It is just mental and physical process. The mental and physical reaction and their conditionalities. We cannot find individual soul or universal soul. When conditions are met, there is arise the consciousness of physical phenomena. When conditions are met, there is a hearing consciousness take place. So every moment when the sense base and the sense object met and meet, and then there arises sense consciousnesses. So we have to be mindful. Every moment we experience phenomena through our senses. So likewise, so every moment we see, hear, smell, taste, or every moment we bend our limb or stretch out our limb, and doing this and that, or closing our eyes or opening our eyes. So there are mental and physical phenomena arises, and there is they involve the sense bases and sense object, and combination of the two give rise to the sense consciousness and so on. So there are many more things to explain. Today time is up, so we continue this topic tomorrow. That's all for today. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.